The second man with a bedazzled mask.
No Spaniard cowboy hat this time.
No conquistador hat, no nothing. But it's Juan Archuleta. You can take. You want to keep your mask off? You certainly may if you want.
Take it off, yeah.
Yeah, you can take it off if you want.
It's a bedazzled champ fitting of a champion. A bedazzled mask. I like it.
Juan, how are you, good sir?
I'm doing really well. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, man?
Yeah, getting skinny.
Yeah, I could tell your face is kind of drawn out. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, for the most part, considering trying to get down to 135. But
I know it's tough to do media before that. I appreciate you making some time for us.
Yeah, you get caught mouth talking so much. You're like,
yeah, a little bit. What do you have cotton mouth? Do you split in the bottle?
No, I just literally finished a workout before I had some of the media's stuff, so I didn't have time to eat or drink anything yet. So I was like, oh man, I get to. You lose track of time when you're training.
Sorry, man. Well, thank you for making some time. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You got Sergio Pettis in your first title defense, and I've said this is one of the best fights the promotion can make. And yeah, we were Romeroing like crazy because that's a freaking badass fight.
Yeah.
But just pull a little closer. This one. It's now getting, I think, the hype it deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, obviously, people love to see power and love to see knockouts, and that was an interesting dynamic for our fight card. You're gonna see someone get brutally knocked out, possibly, right? Yeah. And then you're gonna see true martial arts go into this next one because we both have power and have some knockout finishes, but for the main part, you're gonna see some high-level martial arts take place right after seeing two dudes get knocked out.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I follow you on Instagram. You're out there training like a madman, but here's the thing I don't understand. You're thin all camp. You don't really blow up, dude. I see him I see him and Dillashaw every day. They're posting pictures without shirts on.
Yeah.
And I'm talking
what guys like that can do.
I understand. But here's my point. That must make the weight cut hard, bro, because you didn't have a lot of weight to lose.
Yeah, that's the thing. With Sam Calavita, he tries to make sure any weight class we go that we're going to be the strongest we possibly can for that weight class. That's modifying things, right? And so our diet, it's not even diet, it's like a lifestyle, but mainly our weight cut starts the moment we sign the paper for a fight date, because then we could kind of micromanage the whole week out and gear towards a weight cut, So we're not trying to crash diet at the end and say, oh, I hope this works. It's truly calculated out.
Well, I got to tell you, Sergio Pettis, we were making this claim before. Here's what's interesting about him. MMA fans kind of have an impression about him from what he did 3 years ago when he was still the little Pettis brother. Yeah. He's not the little Pettis brother anymore, is he? So when you size him up, what do you see?
I see an evolved, little Pettis that he was into a mature one. This guy knows what he's doing now. He's not going out there just to fight and be cool. This is his career now. This is what he's the prodigy for a reason. This guy has been fighting since 18 years old.
No, he certainly has. In terms of I'm not worried about it. I don't, because I know you're not worried about anything. But the kinds of things you think about in terms of his skill sets, what's he good at? Yeah,
he's very good at picking and choosing his battles and then pulling you away, making you chase him. You're you watch the Joe Benavidez fight and similar fights he's had. He did a great job with Brandon Moreno and guys like that, being able to draw those guys in, sucker them in, and then take advantage, and then pull right back out to where he's strong at, which is his striking and his pinpoint accuracy. That's what he's great at. And so now he's been able to evolve and put a little more pop on those shots and possibly knock your lights out. So you can't be careless around this guy. You truly can't.
We loved your victory over Patchy Mix to gain the vacant title. Now that you're entering your first title defense, being a champion, some of the fringe benefits, the way you're able to puff your chest out a little bit more, has it been different than you thought it'd be?
Yeah, I first went back and was like, hell yeah, I'm the champ. I'm gonna show how a champ trains. And
I'm gonna wear this to the grocery store, right?
Well, no, it was actually the first week I was back. I went and worked out with Brian and got throttled, and I was like, oh shit,
Brian who?
Ortega.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And then because he was getting ready to fight Korean Zombie, and I was like, shit, man, I just won a world title and got throttled, and then you start realizing, well, I did have you try to make excuses, but in reality, you're man, there's still a lot to be learned, and so it was humbling. So you put the belt away and you're like, okay, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. So you jump back into fight camp and start trying to tighten up those little, because obviously I got taken down, got controlled for 2 rounds, and try to fight off submissions. So there were some holes in my game that we had to fix right away.
In terms of TJ Dillashaw, I know his fight with Corey Sandhagen got postponed because of an injury. I think TJ suffered, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, he got split really bad at practice.
The cut.
Yeah.
But in general, how has training been going for him? Everyone's been over the controversy accuracy. I'm less concerned about that at this point. I mean, okay, 35 for a bantamweight is not the youngest,
Right.
but he does look to be in incredible shape from what I've seen on Instagram. So what can fans expect when he does come back?
Yeah, what fans can expect is like a full-on, strong, fast 135er. You got to remember when TJ was fighting these fights, like both of his shoulders were blown out. I mean, you could ask Cub and Brian, like these other guys we train with. His shoulder would pop out like every third practice, and he'd just be like, oh, and you're like, dude, picking him up by the shoulders, getting like popped in, yeah, and then like, so to be able to have those 2 years off and him actually stepping up and doing surgery on both those shoulders and then rehabbing the hell out of them for 2 years and then really focusing on his diet and things that he was lacking on, which was like carelessness and like, you know, pedal to the metal. Like now you're going to be able to see still that same TJ, but now a stronger and faster TJ.
This is off topic, but you understand that these Pitbull brothers are different beasts. You had a nice dust up with Patricio in the tournament, but Patricky was
Brian's obsessed with it. just so
Patricky,
you know.
because this is the biggest story in sports. Patricky was here on the desk earlier today, and I said, you know, you've got lightweight title dreams, and, you know, your brother going to give up the title? He goes, no, he's going to fight me, and I'm going to kick his ass and win it from him. But he wasn't joking, Juan.
Yeah.
How do you? You're a fighter. You're a grown ass man. You think they can really? Like fight to the death, these two for the championship.
It's like
I mean,
this. They're
he's
sparking
not,
a flame.
He's not fooling around, you know.
They're throwing smoke in your
Oh,
face.
shit.
Here you go.
Bro, that's two fighters today. I told you you eat shit.
Let's start this flame real quick.
Look, you see the fire?
I'm
all
getting
this
warm
smoke's
from
coming out,
it.
You're like, no,
Okay.
I can't see. I got so much smoke in my
That
face.
is
You're
funny.
like, but it's hot, ain't it? Ain't it hot? You're like, yeah, because all the smoke. Fuck. But that's what they're doing. Like, come on, man. I mean, kudos to them if they really do fight each other. Like,
He
good
said
for
I got
you.
got. That's what he said.
He's saying you're the guy who falls for those email scams.
He said I'm
Yeah.
a filthy
Yeah.
casual who got
Hey.
got. That's what he just said.
Hello, you have a social security. Please, this is social security fraud. Please
Are you
enter
by
your
chance
number.
a Nigerian prince? Because I have a checkbook.
I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona I'd like to sell you.
It's
Okay,
awesome.
well,
But
you know,
I mean, they
I like
are,
to
you
live in
know,
a world where they will. Okay.
They are beasts, you know, but, you know, I don't know about different beasts. Obviously, rematch is going to show that, you know, and it's
hey.
going to.
Because he did say he wants to come down and take your
It's
belt.
awesome,
So,
yeah. And then guess
you
who's
know.
going back up? And then guess who's going
You
back
want to go back to
the
145?
Yeah, I mean, the whole goal for me was 135 belt. And then a wrench got thrown in there, and I was able to fight for the 145 belt sooner than the 35 belt.
I see.
So then I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. And then some things happened backstage. I had to still go out there and try to keep my composure and fight. Obviously, I couldn't. And then, but now, like, I understand that things like this could happen that are out of reach. So deal with the moment, still be in the moment, and take advantage of these moments. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Does jumping weight like that, though, does it – I mean, I'm not sure the right way to ask this. Would it be better for your career and your health, I would say, to maintain one weight class consistently? Or to what extent does jumping around alter that?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously scientific data that proves this and that, but I had the 165 or the 160 title first in King of the Cage, then the 135, then the 155, then the 145 title.
Okay.
So you know, it's again a lot of smoke in the screen that gets thrown in your face. That's like, oh, it's so unhealthy to like do this, but if you game plan for it, take the right time to manage the weight and do things the right way with your diet. Like, I'm not going to go out and eat cheeseburgers, have refined carbohydrate, or carbohydrates that are bad. I'm not going to be eating French fries throughout camp, pizzas and things like that. Like, I'm going to put on real weight and real size and through correct nutrition, right? And like proper hydration and things like that. So it's not just like, it's real muscle that still could be taken down to lean muscle. So that's what's cool about Sam Calavita in the training lab.
Bro, I see Cub Swanson out here.
Yeah.
Look at him over there. See old Cub?
Yeah,
Bro, what is Cub like? Is he the what's so everyone in the gym has a role.
Yeah.
Right? So one guy's the jokester,
Yeah.
one guy's the enforcer. What role is Cub in the training facility?
I mean, outside of like having a fight camp, it's fun because you're very creative with them. Training wise, like you get to go, like, sometimes he's like, hey, let's just throw the clock on for 45 minutes and just go. And you're
hell
like,
yeah,
fuck, dude,
Dude, that is
45
so
minutes?
Cub.
Like,
That sounds so true.
He was like, yeah, because now you got to learn how to deal with your power. Like if you, like, good luck if the first 5 minutes you run out of gas. Like, you better be able to last that other 40 minutes because I'm not stopping. And you're like, fuck.
Cub's that
Like,
guy who's like, hey, let's do 10-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we doing 10-minute rounds,
Yeah,
Cub?
exactly.
Yeah, that Choi fight was some grown man shit. I don't know if you remember that one. Good
Insane.
God.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Come on, dude.
Do you have
Yeah,
your own catalog? Do you have one like you're particularly proud of, win or lose, like an effort you had where you're like, that was fucking Juan Archuleta right there?
a fight like that?
Because here's why I asked that. I've talked to so many fighters, including ones that are like really accomplished, and many don't have one. Jim Miller tells me he's still fighting, at this advanced age, even though he's still pretty good. Because he's like, I haven't had a moment where I fully expressed myself in the ring.
Yeah. I think the one that like really captured the moment where after I won, it like emotionally took over was the Peralta fight. Just because like after that knockout, I had so much going through my mind with my daughter in that fight. Like emotionally, after just like saying fuck this and just throwing everything I can in a punch, and then just finishing off with like some call it the drum roll, the King Kong punches, but like that was a lot of frustration that as a dad you have like when you're dealing with your kids and things.
What happened with your? Can I ask what happened?
Yeah, so my daughter, she's dealt with surgeries before on her neck, growths. Well, she was at vocational Bible studies, and like 10 minutes before I was getting ready to leave for my fight, and they said she passed out. And like the first thing that went through my head was like, did something happen with her surgery that connective to her brain that like, you start thinking of the worst, right? And ended up being like dehydration. She wasn't drinking or eating, and it was a hot day, overplaying, and it was in the high desert, of course, and then 110 degrees, and so she just fainted, and then she came to. They gave her water, gave her electrolytes, and then I talked to her right before I fought, and I was like, okay, she's coherent, she's good, because I almost not went, and then my wife's like, because her grandma picked her up, and like, because they live right next door to the church, and gave her water, took care of her, and she was good.
Listen, here, I know you're upset because it's Cinco de Mayo, and you can't have any tequila.
I know.
No tacos for you. We're going to have some. I just want you to know that, right?
Are you racially profiling him? What is going
No,
on?
he's the Spaniard. Hold on.
Yes.
How am I racially profiling? First
I
of all,
don't know. This is, I wouldn't get away with this.
I've known Archuleta a long time. I've seen that he had posted about fighting on Cinco de Mayo and how much it meant to him. So let me ask the questions like a pro guy. In all seriousness, are you going to celebrate? Well, obviously, when the fight's over, what's the plan?
Okay, so the original plan, was after this fight, jump on the first flight back, get to Vegas, and win or lose, be there for TJ, first and foremost.
But now he's out, right?
Now he's out, obviously. So the trip still first flight out of here to get to Vegas and go to a good place, good Mexican places out there, and have some good food. And then we actually have some friends that have some really good restaurants, some Mexican restaurants out there. So serve some really great margaritas, Mr. Tempo Tacos, LKSD Kitchen, and then man, my family obviously is they're my number one fans. To see the eruption.
Are they coming here?
No, they can't make it. Obviously quarantine because they're not going to be. They'll be too crazy upstairs in a bar. They'll probably get in a fight. They end up, it's just they love drinking, they love eating. So, like any Hispanic family, but we're gonna get back. We're gonna have a big cookout and just celebrate with family.
He has such a great gas tank because he's from basically Death Valley, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But we're in the Hesperia High Desert. On the way.
I used to. So I went for the Marine Corps. I was at 29 Palms for years.
Oh yeah, so Fort Irwin and all there too.
Yeah, not far from there. And Palm Springs too. I think Cubs from Palm Springs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's grown up riding horses. I'm sure he can speak to Aaron Pico's horse, the size of that dong. I mean, that horse
Aaron Pico's horse has an enormous
hog. Have you seen this thing?
Right? Yeah, I milked it a couple times. The woman one or which one? The guy?
I mean, this is just man alive.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm trying not to get fired. So. Why? Can't wait to see you fight. Congratulations on getting a main event slot. Looking forward to defending your title, man. And I know you guys, one way or the other, you and Pettis are going to put on a great show.
Oh yeah, it's going to be the future is now. We're going to be able to see two martial artists that go in there and be able to put together game plans that are going to be astounding people.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you very much. Best of
man.
luck.
Can't wait to see it.
Thank you guys.
There he is, the champ, Juan Archuleta.
The Spaniard is in the house.
Cub, nice seeing you, man.